Councilor Gibbs.
She is on vacation.
Oh, that's right, that's
Great.
right, that's right. I knew she wasn't coming Thursday, I forgot it was fine Thursday. Okay. Then I guess we're ready to roll. All right.
1 second.
Feeling this is a good record. I don't think I know we did 4 minutes once, we might. Be 4 minutes.
on you.
Don't really forget about that, but it did.
Okay. All right, the Common Council of the City of Plattsburgh, New York, City Operations Committee meeting for April 10th, 2023 at 5 o'clock is called to order. We'll start with the calling of the roll. Councilor Gibbs is excused tonight. Councilor Bach,
Present.
Mayor Rosenkranz, and Councilor Talon is here. All right, so we will start with approval of the minutes of the March 13th, 2023 City Operations Committee meeting. I'll take a motion. Motion by Councilor Bach.
Second.
Second by Mayor Rosenkranz. Any discussion? Any additions, deletions, or corrections? All in favor of approving minutes?
Aye.
All right, minutes are approved. All right, now number 2 on the list is discussion of the city clerk's report, the city clerk monthly and year-to-date reports. Our city clerk is not here tonight,
So
so
he's on vacation, correct?
mhm.
Yeah, so he's on vacation.
Any discussion? All right, moving on to number 3 on our list for the senior planner. We have draft resolution 3.1, authorize City of Plattsburgh 2023 Board Districting Committee. I'll take a motion.
Second.
All right, any discussion?
Yeah, so as most know, the charter does require the city of Plattsburgh to create a districting commission to analyze any population changes between wards. Our first initial look at it, we thought that no, that was not going to be the case, that we were not going to have to make any adjustments to the ward boundaries. Upon further review, there is consideration that we do need to make on changing the ward boundaries. It is worth noting that this is an apolitical process. Elected officials cannot and should not be making determinations on district legislative or political district boundaries. This is a politically agnostic process with members of the community, city Plattsburgh residents, who have been selected based on a balance of their political affiliation. Meaning you can't have all Republicans making districting changes, you can't have all Democrats making potential district changes. So the members of this committee, as recommended by our senior planner, represent a balanced political representation in the city of Plattsburgh. We do have data from the counties redistricting, which they just recently completed in January. January, correct? Just recently, at the end of January, passed their local law to redistrict their legislative boundaries, I should say, adjust their legislative boundaries for within the city of Plattsburgh. Based on those changes, and has been tradition in the past for the city of Plattsburgh to follow suit, to wait on their redistricting initiative or their districting initiative, to then for the city of Plattsburgh to adopt to approach the same. I will note, and it is fair to say that our charter does outline our process that happens 6 months after the release of census findings, based on a whole slew of concerns and caveats, as well as the county's efforts to do their boundary line adjustments. We waited to follow their process for a number of reasons. The city of Plattsburgh and the city of Plattsburgh ward system and legislative area system, they overlap in certain neighborhoods. We follow the same, the ward boundaries follow the same legislative lines. In some areas, there are 2-3 legislative districts out of 10 that represent the city of Plattsburgh. So it does benefit us to wait for the county to complete their districting efforts, and then the city to piggyback on that effort. So here we are with the recommendation to create a commission to do this work. Upon creation of this commission, which will present our findings and potential recommendations for fair and balanced changes. Historically, the city has redistrict, when there's a 10% change, within, one ward or another. That may potentially be the case in our situation, which again, Alicia will present that back to the commission and, make some recommendations on what those adjustments may be. I will say politically that this could, and I don't know if Alicia, if you had a response back from the Board of Elections. Okay, so there's going to be some changes based on, there could be potentially changes based in current elections. During this current election cycle, okay, so that's something that we will work with the Board of Elections to define when this districting should take place. But we will leverage their expertise on that process, whether it happens before the primary or after the primary, or after the general. We'll lean on them to help us make that determination and figure out how that process should go. But again, although it does come to council, it really is a non-political issue. It should be treated as such. It should be treated separate, much like our other independent boards also are politically agnostic. So that's the long and short of it. I think I got all the different pieces. Anything I missed?
That covers it.
Okay.
Quick question, so just out of curiosity, because we didn't get to speak about this when we met before, but how out of date are we here? I know it's supposed to be within 6 months of when the census data comes out. When did the census data, when was it officially released?
I believe it was officially released in 21. The fall of late summer or early fall of 21.
Yeah.
Okay,
And so then after the
That's
census was released, then there had to be an adjustment for incarcerated people.
right,
And I don't have the exact date on when the statewide adjustment was completed.
Okay.
But once that was completed, then the county began their analysis.
okay, but so just as far as like, I know technically, it was supposed to be within 6 months, but I was just kind of getting a sense of how far out we really are, and if really the data didn't come out till late summer, fall, it's not like we're that far out of that 6-month period. So I mean, I think that's as far as the charter, and delaying would do us no good. If we delay any further, there's not another census for 10 years, so it's still something that we need to address, and the sooner the better. So even though we're a little out of step with the charter, I think it's still imperative that we move forward on it. And we could always look to make an amendment to the charter language to say, with exceptions as approved by council.
Yeah. The other caveat to this is, say we did the analysis and there were no changes and no required changes based on that 10% historical precedent setting adjustment. So there were no, should say that all the changes were within that threshold. We still have to create a commission. We still have to create a commission. We still have to go through this process of defining the boundaries, or at least analyzing the boundaries. Which again, it's an exercise of futility, to be honest, to have to create a commission based on no change. But it's in the charter, right? So I agree with you, Counselor, that there are caveats to the language in the charter that could potentially be changed to be a little bit more flexible with when this process happens. And what triggers the process itself, because even in the charter, there's nothing in the charter that says, based on a percent change in population in this ward boundary, then you do this process. We only found the last time this was done, it was done because there was a 10% adjustment or 10% shift from one ward to another. And that's the only reason why it happened then. And that's what we're basing this 10% on.
Right. Okay. Good information.
Yeah.
Happy.
Yeah.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor of moving this resolution to the agenda?
Yeah.
All right. Moving to the agenda, okay, are there any public comments? Nope, okay, nobody's here. All right, any new business to discuss?
Not new business, more old business on the update. The City of Plattsburgh community engagement platform, Citizen Lab is launched. We have 217
221.
221 register, accounts engaged on the platform. It's my.cityofplattsburgh-ny.gov. It's just our normal web domain. Instead of www, it's my.my. And that is a platform that is being actively used today. We've got 3 projects up there now. The Hometown Heroes banner project, the Parks Renewal project, and then the Market Street project, which we launched up there late last week. But again, that's a good platform for social engagement, public engagement, comments on projects, individual parts of the project or projects as a whole. And again, we do encourage people to continue to use that platform for regular updates for Margaret Street and any other project that they're interested in. The zoning code will go up there next week.
Soft launch tomorrow,
This,
in 2 weeks live.
okay, great. So again, a lot of the community engagement that we do around about the city, and as we have in the last few years, makes it a little bit easier with a platform like this.
Okay, very good. Also, during this, people know about this, there's going to be that meeting on Wednesday at the library to discuss the Margaret Street.
Correct. Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. at the library. It is a project update primarily for those stakeholders that are directly impacted by the project. That doesn't mean we're not closing the doors if you don't live or work or own downtown. All we're saying is this is addressing the answers specific to the concerns that downtown business owners, residents, and building owners have based on conversations that we have with them. Courtney and Alicia went door to door the other day. I ended up joining them like later on in their process. But they have gathered a lot of questions, some concerns, some support regarding the project. Those conversations will be addressed at this meeting along with additional information about the project timelines, process, what the street's gonna look like, the whole gambit of it, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Any other new business? All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Okay, here, up with up. Adjourn.
Thank you.